Hello, Ted here again with Peter's Marine. We're going to give you one more perspective on launching and retrieving the boat, this time from inside the boat, so you can see what the driver is looking at as we're taking the boat off the trailer and putting it back on. There are some videos here that are posted that give the other perspective. Please watch them as well to get the full understanding of what's taking place. As we stated before, first thing you do after everything is done with the trailer, the straps are off, the plug is in, inside the boat, what I do at this point is turn the blower on. Because it's a stern drive engine, we want to get the fumes and things out of that engine compartment. And usually a good rule of thumb is about 3 minutes. And that time from this point until we get the boat in the water is roughly about 3 to 4 minutes. So it should work out nicely. At this point, Dennis is going to bring us around. We're going to back the boat into the water, and you'll get an idea from this side what it looks like in taking the boat off the trailer. My job's easy at this point. I just have to wait. What I think about now is when we're backing the boat into the water, as the boat gets in, Dennis finds a spot where the back of the boat is just starting to float. On a bunk trailer, that's a great place to be because when he unhooks it in the front, with the back of the boat just floating, we'll be able to easily launch this boat right off the trailer. What I'm going to do now is I got to lower the outdrive, get the drive down in the water. You don't want to start it with the drive all the way up. It puts too much wear on the bearings inside there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it down. Good rule of thumb that I usually use is I put it down all the way to the point where the trim is all the way up, where it's at its complete trim limit. The drive is down, but it's at its trim limit, not the tilt limit. So usually about halfway down is about where it's at. At this point now, the blower has been running. I can start the engine. And this gives me the sign that everything's all unhooked. I look behind me, make sure there's nothing coming up behind. Now I can put it in gear in reverse and back it off the trailer. Ready to go boat? Maybe we should leave Dennis back at the launch. What do you think? At this point, what we're going to do is we're going to make it real simple. We're going to show putting it right back on the trailer. And this way now you get a perspective from my side as to what we're turn the engine off. Make sure the outdrive is now all the way up for taking the boat out of the ramp here. It's all the way up. We're all set. At this point now, Dennis is going to pull it out. And what's important is when you get the boat on the trailer, what we're trying to do here is get the bow eye right up into the bow stop of that trailer. That locks it in for trailering. And I think we got that done. Dennis took care of all that. We're all set here. As you saw, wasn't too straight coming in, but you get the idea. You want to line it up and get the boat on the trailer nicely. I hope this has been helpful. If you do have some questions, please give us a call. We'd love to help out. Thanks again.